Everyone, and welcome to another exciting instructional video from Senor Bellis. This one is for Level 2 Spanish. We are going to be looking at demonstrative adjectives. In English, there are 4 demonstrative adjectives. They are the words this, these, that, and those. Like this car, these cars, that hat, those girls. These are the words we're going to be looking at. There are more than just 4 ways to say those in Spanish, so what I'm going to do next here is give you a chart with all of the words on it. I'm going to go through and explain how the chart works, what the words mean, give you several examples of each one, and I'll even give you a chance to practice with a few of them as well. And then if there's any questions you have at the end, make sure you email me. And then to follow up with this video, I'm also going to have one on demonstrative pronouns. And the demonstrative pronouns are very similar to the adjectives, which is what you will see. So I would take a look at that too if you're learning the adjectives, because the pronouns are very similar and quite easy if you can do the adjectives. So take a look. If you have questions, let me know. Sorry, it's not the most interesting topic, but they are words that are used quite often in English as well as Spanish. So take a look. Here you go. Okay, so in front of you there is a chart here with a whole bunch of information on it. These are the demonstrative adjectives in Spanish. In English, like as I said earlier, there are only 4. They are the words this, these, that, and those. In Spanish, there are 12 ways to say those words. I'm going to break this down into 3 different parts for you. You'll notice that there are like 3 sections here. The first one is where it says near on the left-hand side. So if these 4 words there, este, esta, estos, and estas, these are the words this and these. So este and esta are this, and estos and estas are these. So if you want to use one of these words, you have to think about 2 things. First, you have to think about, is the item that we're talking about masculine or feminine? And then you have to decide, is it plural or singular? So for example, if I want to say this article is artículo. It's masculine. It's only one of them. So I would say este artículo. If I wanted to say this camera is feminine and it's only one. So I would say esta cámara. And then if I want to make those plural, it's very easy. So if I want to say these articles, I would say estos artículos. And if I want to say these cameras, I would say estas cámaras. So think about, is it plural or singular, and is it feminine or masculine? And you just put that word in front of your noun, and that's really it. So now we're going to look at the middle column of this chart where it says farther away, and the words that we have here, the English equivalent, are that and those. The word that would be ese and esa, and those would be esos and esas. So we have to think about the location of the item we're talking about. So it's going to be further away from you, maybe not really far away, but kind of further away on the other side of the room maybe. So maybe there's an author over there, a male author, and I would say that author is tall. I would say ese autor es alto. So I use ese because the male, he's masculine, so ese. And then I wouldn't use the plural form because it's only one author, and I wouldn't use the feminine form because it's a man. If I want to say that comic strip over there, I would say esa tira cómica, because tira cómica is feminine, and it's a little bit further away from me. Now the plural forms of these, if I want to say those authors, and they're male, I would say esos autores. And then if I want to say those comic strips over there, it would be esas tiras cómicas. These words really shouldn't be too hard to remember if you know the demonstrative adjectives for near, because they're exactly the same with the exception of it doesn't have a T in these ones. Otherwise, they're the same. All right, and now let's take a look at the last column where it says at a great distance. Now these words are also that and those. It's just for something that's even farther away at a great distance from you. It's just kind of, a judgment call. Is this near me? Is it farther away? Is it really far away? And then you just pick the right word. It works the same as the other ones. So for example, if I want to say that editor, he's way over there on the other side of the parking lot, and it's a guy, I would say Aquel editor. And then if I want to say that photographer, and she's with him, and she's way over there, I would say aquella fotógrafa. And then if I want to say those editors, and they're both guys, and they're way over there, I could say aquellos editores. And then if I want to say those photographers, and they're female, I would say aquellas fotógrafas. Aquellas fotógrafas. So when you're using these demonstrative adjectives, you have to think about gender, masculine or feminine. You have to think about the location of it, and you also have to think about if it's singular or plural to make it match up. So lastly, what I'm going to do is I will give you a word in English followed by a noun in Spanish, and then you tell me what it would be. So for example, if I said this lápiz. Lápiz is masculine for pencil, and it's this one, so obviously it's nearby me. I would say este lápiz for this pencil. Okay, so here we go. The first one will be this casa. This casa. The answer would be esta casa. Next one will be that cat. I'm sorry, that gato. And the cat is farther away. It would be ese gato. Next one will be at a great distance. That shoe, zapato. Aquel, zapato. Next one, these muchachos. This one would be estos muchachos. Farther away, we have those girls, muchachas. That would be esas muchachas. And lastly, you'll have those, at a great distance, those carros, cars. And that would be aquellos carros. So that was your practice. Hopefully you're starting to get it a little bit. And then you can obviously just take these and throw them into sentences. Like I could say, this hero is strong. Este héroe es fuerte. Or I could say these news items are boring. Estas noticias son aburridas. Or that channel farther away is my favorite. Ese canal es mi favorito. And then maybe lastly I could say that reporter really far away is intelligent. Aquella reportera es inteligente. So you can just take these demonstrative adjectives and nouns and throw them into sentences, talk about whatever you want to talk about. They work pretty much the same in Spanish as they do in English. There's just more of them. So you might want to copy this chart down, study it, memorize it, and then that's it.